Hi, and welcome to this short tutorial video about how to work with routing in a quest. Routing is a key element when creating and designing a quest, and allows you to ask targeted follow-up questions to select respondents. In Questback Essentials, routing works with controlling and dependent questions. With controlling questions, we mean the questions that include the response options, which serve as routing criteria. Dependent questions, on the other hand, are the questions that are either displayed or not, dependent on whether the routing criteria are met or not. The process to set up routing is straightforward and includes the following 3 steps. Number 1. Create the quest and add all the questions that you would like to ask. Number 2. Work yourself bottom up in the list of all questions and decide for each question whether it should be displayed for all respondents or whether it should have routing. In the case of routing, add the respective routing settings in that question. Make sure that you add a page break between the dependent and the respective controlling questions. Number 3. Repeat step number 2 for all remaining questions. Note here that routing settings do not need to be set up for each question by scratch. Once it's defined in one question, you can easily copy it from there and apply it to other questions. In our example, we just created routing settings for questions 3 and 4 and linked them to a low satisfaction score in question 2. In other words, questions 1, 2, and 5 have no routing settings and will be displayed to all respondents, while question 3 and 4 do have routing and will only be displayed to the respondents that met the routing criteria. So far about the basic routing principles. Let's review some more details now. First, routing can be set up in a basic or an advanced mode. The difference is the following. In the basic mode, the operators that connect multiple routing criteria are fixed, with OR for response options in the same question and for response options in multiple questions. With the advanced mode, on the other, the operators are flexible and you are free to choose between an OR and an AND when combining multiple routing criteria. The advanced mode also allows for more granulated routed settings, with condition groups and more. In our example, we just illustrated the way the operators AND and OR are handled differently with basic and advanced routing, when combining routing criteria from questions 1 and 2. Then, you can easily use uploaded respondent data as controlling criteria for routing. The rules here are simple. Number 1. Upload the respondent data first. In case you wonder how, check the tutorial on how to import invitees. Number 2. Define the routing settings as described above and select a question containing uploaded respondent data as controlling question. In our example, we defined routing in question 6 based on country information uploaded as respondent data that the system has added in a hidden question 7. Please note here, there needs to be at least one page break ahead of a question with routing based on uploaded respondent data. Finally, please note the difference between preview and test quest. The preview is meant to help you when designing the quest. As such, all questions are numbered there for reference, and any routing settings are displayed in gray boxes. Test quest, on the other hand, is the test mode for you to have a test run before you publish the quest. As such, all routing settings are active and will execute when you answer, and questions are, as in live quests, not numbered. This concludes the short tutorial video about how to work with routing in a quest.